Dero engaged 3 other candidates eyeing the seat: Miguna, Mike Sonko, Peter Kenneth. Now, in the exchange, the battle to win the hearts of Nairobi, the residents, basically leaders Uhuru Kenyatta and NASA flag bearer Raila Odinga also skipped the debate, or rather have announced that they're going to skip the debate. And of course, we're waiting to see how that is going to play out. In the exchange, to win the hearts of Nairobi residents and the right to control that the billions of shillings and taxes in remissions from the national government, the candidates exchanged barbs on health, corruption, taxation, infrastructure, and their qualifications to run the modern city. Now, first of all, let's start with what they had to say. Then we can hear what you guys had to say about your future leaders for Nairobi.
Are central to the problems of Nairobi. And the 3 colleagues of mine actually are part of the cartels that I want to deal with. I will tell you who the cartels are. The cartels are people who have made money through shady business deals. My friend Evans Kidero has made his billions through shady deals. There is no industry he has built, but he has become a billionaire having been an employee throughout his life because he has looted every institution he has joined. Mumias has collapsed, and Nairobi is not a going concern anymore, according to the Auditor General. My friend Sonko is looting every land in Nairobi. He has a criminal record from Mombasa, where he was jailed because of fraud, forgery, and drug dealing. Then he ran away from jail. So he's a cartel because he has a criminal record. And right now, he's grabbed many pieces of land, and then stages a PR show, PR stunts, where he videotapes and pretends that he's come to rescue. My friend Peter Kenneth bankrupted Kenya Re. He basically looted a public institution to death. And when he was in Gatanga, he never promoted a motion in parliament, never sponsored a bill, never chaired a committee of parliament. Then here he is saying we need a manager. Nairobi need a leader, not a manager.
I left Mumias in 2012. I wasn't in Mumias in 2013. But you'll recall I got into Mumias in 2003, a year when they'd made a loss of $500 million shillings. For the 9 years I was there, I made a total profit of 14.5 billion shillings. When I left, the management took their eyes off the ball. And as you know, you can't make ugali unless you have unga. And they took their eyes off the ball. They stopped cane production, and you can't make sugar without cane. And to that effect, they have not been able to have anything to sell, hence the losses that accrued. And this happened after I left.
I left Kenya Re with my shoulders high, very proud of the work that I did. Kenya Re has never been bankrupted by anybody. I prepared Kenya Re into the stock exchange. It's a public listed company. I left there 15 years ago. I've never heard of a single accusation or problems emanating from Kenya Re. It's a public quoted company. If he had done a little of research, he would have known that the company that went under was Kenya National Assurance. The company that had issues was Kenya National Assurance. I've heard him say,
your time is
allow me to just say 2 other things. I've heard him say that I actually tried to sell Kenya Re when I was the MD, many times, because he prefers to campaign on his Twitter handle rather than the grassroots. Let me make it very clear and put it on record. I actually went to court using Senator Anyang' Nyong'o, who is alive today, to stop the sale of Kenya Re, and you can confirm that with him. On Gatanga, because he does not seem to understand our laws. He's a senior barrister, as he says, from Toronto. As an assistant minister in the government, I am not supposed to introduce any motion other than government motion.
Mr. Ageo, we need protection from you as the host of this show, because Mr. Miguna has always been intimidating leaders through insulting us. He's just basing his allegations based on hearsay evidence. He's always been terming me as a drug dealer. He has never tabled documents to prove his allegations beyond reasonable doubts. We have families, we have children who are watching this show, we have supporters who are watching this show. Can you kindly ask him to table his evidence? If I've either been...
Is there?
yeah, he should do that.
All right, so that's basically the debate that took place early this week, and we're going to talk about the presidential one. But let's start with the gubernatorial for Nairobi. Your take on, first of all, the quality of leaders that we are looking at.
Okay,
Smita, you look like you can't wait.
Yes, I can't, because this is our city. I love it very much. I even have a book on it, Nairobi, a Night Runner's Guide. But the last 5 years, we tried an executive governor. You go outside his office, you go outside Kidero's office, there are street children, yeah, all on Mama Ngina Street. Yeah. It's just, you know, the city is filthy. You travel anywhere, they can't pick up even trash. So for me, anybody who leads a city like that is rubbish. Yeah? That is being a rubbish governor.
But based on the...
And just based this on the debate, you know, someone like, I have natural sympathies for someone like Peter Kenneth, but he's an unstarter, as far as I'm concerned. This is like KCPE, process of elimination. That's just a wasted vote, eh? Yeah, that 3%. And Miguna has got some very Toronto-like ideas, you know, that can only be implemented in Canada. He has fantastic, dreamlike, artsy ideas. Even as a poet, I can say, Apo Apana. I prefer Sonko. I never dreamt the day would come when I would say, I prefer Sonko because at least the man is practical. He didn't have this impeccable English you're all speaking, but we've seen he has elements of practicability, and as we always say in Pulse, just do things. Yeah? We don't want guys making up things that in Nairobi is the 10th hub in the world. Yeah, that's nonsense. Eh? Yeah? Unatembea city inanuka.
What your debate?
I could almost echo what my Rasta brother has said.
Now this is a Rasta guy.
It's a brotherhood thing. Yeah.
But honestly, I think what we're trying to do is we are aping a lot of the European culture, where we're saying, can we vet a leader by having them come and speak to us and say what they can do? What we got there, a very well executed debate, but ended up being a name-calling thing. You have done this, you did this, that company fell down because of this. It is like what they would go and discuss in a bar in the evening and say, please let me be the governor because you did this, and said, no. If you have a problem with that, take me to court.
It became a shouting match.
It became a shouting thing. But as Smita is saying, and that's why I even agree with him mostly, is if we are looking for a leader who is saying, I can speak good English, so I'm going to attract investors. Let me tell you, even Argentines, when they come here, they speak pathetic English, and they'll still come and invest. It's not about what you speak. It's not about your pro in PR. It's about being practical. And I agree with him very well. Like they said, a majority of the people, lower class, will associate a lot with Sonko, because when they're in need, then he comes. Sonko will not take water to Lavington. No one will care. They'll think they're getting poisoned. But he'll take it to Mathare, and everybody will come and fetch gladly, go home and say, Sonko rescued him down and said,
my issue with, I'm not going to use this opportunity to endorse Muguna or Sonko or Kidero for that matter, or Peter Kenneth. But my issue with Sonko particularly, I'll give my point soon after this, is the fact that Sonko has been in government. He has been the senator for Nairobi County for 5 years, and he was supposed to oversee what the governor was doing. I'm not sure he executed that very well. So I don't know whether I should trust him again and give him my vote so that he runs. And so, Lord, don't get me wrong. I'm still debating. I'm not sure who I'm going to endorse. However, two things emerged from the debate. When I was away, I learned a vocabulary. You say thing one. We cannot actually judge, or rather endorse the next governor of Nairobi based on 1 hour of, talking about the vision you have for Nairobi. And from what we saw, it actually ended up in people were throwing words at each other. However, it is a great opportunity to know exactly what vision, or rather to have a look at the kind of leader, to have a taste of the kind of leaders we are about to entrust with over 9 billion that is collected in Nairobi County. somebody like, if you ask me, a leader like, let's say, the former president, Mwai Kibaki, do you think he would have been a good debater?
Never.
I don't think so. And then, I'm not done, Smita. Let's look at what happened between Hillary and President Trump. It wasn't a smooth ride. They were not, I mean, it is expected. This is survival. People are you're given the 1 hour or 60. You're supposed to declare to the people who are going to elect you. You need to tell them your vision. You need to state exactly what you're going to do with the leadership if they entrust
in you. It's like
you.
Who's Got Talent.
Yes, that's what.
Yeah. It's like compose a song.
However, let me finish. The leader that we should look for is one who has a vision.
Yes.
I don't know whether there was one of them there. We need to find a leader who has the skills, who has the resources.
This whole thing of vision is only paperwork.
We have had a practical taste for 5 years.
In fact, in
Africa,
Africa,
a practical taste of 5 years of no leadership. You don't understand Senate or authorial. When you say to the Senate, should oversee a governor. That place is a closed cauldron. There's no governor here. That is on the paper. You are being very theoretical.
How are we?
No, you're blaming Sonko for not overseeing.
I'm not blaming. I just said,
what has he done with 40 billion? Where is this city smelling?
In the last 5 years. Let me hear from Sheila.
So what is Sonko going to do?
Let me say, I think, no, Smita, stop. You see, that's Queen's perspective. Everyone has their perspective. As a youth, let me say, when I watched that debate, I was like, my God, these are the leaders you're having. And going forwards, personally, I think they should have been like the award for the person who can name drop the most. The one who can ask insults, the one who has that on people. Because surely I didn't see anything very progressive. During the minutes when they're supposed to tell us what they're going to do, they are busy defending themselves. Sonko is busy clarifying where is the documents for saying that I'm a drug dealer. I feel like this debate was really not about us learning about them, but learning that they can actually abuse each other, they have that on each other. And maybe going forwards, I think that should change, because as a youth and I want to become a leader, if I realize that maybe Miguna will win because of abusing Kina Sonko, maybe that's what I'll decide to do, which I don't think is the right way to go. Talking about practicality, I think maybe Sonko has the practicality, he's on the ground. But right now, Sonko and Kidero, what are they telling us that they didn't tell us last time? Yes.
My point exactly.
I think Solo and Smita should go and vie.
Yes.
Or something like that.
Yes. They should do
that. I think he's also motivated the way the former Prime Minister and the President decided they're not going for the presidential debate. Again, because it's like everybody is saying, it became another shouting match.
Yeah.
And you can just imagine all these guys, is it Monday? Would all of them be there? And like somebody said last night, I was just watching KTN when Linda and the panel was there. It's about survival, yes, but there are people who have nothing to lose at all in life. And they are here with me. And I'm just thinking, I'm composing myself, this is the only chance I have to tell the world who I am and what I want. And suddenly somebody who has no care about the world comes and says, sometimes you cannot risk all those things. And again, looking at the debate, Mike, and like Sheila said, we deal with the young people. And when we even sit here, we just think about young people. What place do we have in these people's hearts? And listening to those debates, and if you just compose yourself as a youth and you just think, how do we mature ourselves up in terms of career, in terms of education and all those things? I didn't get anybody with a plan for that. Like somebody even right in the debate said, youth don't want those handouts anymore. I want a life, something to depend on, and there's no vision out of, I wouldn't even, I'm not confused. I don't know who.
Right, are you saying you don't vote? Sometimes you have to choose the least of 4 evils.
The least of evils.
And that's why I began by saying process of elimination. We are not having an Obama moment at we're inspired and angels are coming out of the heavens. And there's a tarumbeta leading us to Canaan. We have 4 very flawed characters. Although, and Steve, I also think we should have had a chance to listen to the 2 serious guys even in the presidential debate, our president and Right Honorable Raila Odinga, because the other guys, the other 6 or whatever, you do the math, all their vote adds up to less than 1%.
Maybe while you brought that up, and still on the debate, Jubilee Party leader Uhuru Kenyatta was the first one to, well, say that NASA flag bearer Odinga say they will not attend the presidential debate slotted for July 10th. In a letter to the press, NASA presidential from the secretariat said Raila Odinga will not take part in the debate proposed in the current format. Jubilee Party also announced on Wednesday that President Uhuru Kenyatta will not participate in the debate. Now, do you think this is they're justified in their not pulling out of the debate, but in not participating in the debate?
I think so. Personally, I totally think so. Like somebody broke it down again.
They're not being divas.
No, really. I mean,
divas.
we are going to a debate, and like somebody said, we have all these minutes, and I have 8 minutes broken down into whether there are 2 minutes, 3 minutes, and all that. All matters factored. And again, I'm listening to people shouting at me, telling me how I mismanaged and how I cannot have time to get back to them in the correct way. By the time I'm out of that place, I'm so torn and left for dead. I think they were right for that matter. And
I don't
maybe
think
if you
so.
didn't do your work right, then
You should just be told.
Who cares about their feelings? Steve is saying that they are torn. Are they emotionally distressed children?
Smita, my strong
If you
point
have
here.
not performed, Steve, you are an editor. You do a good job. The day you do a bad job, if you ever did a bad job, and it's pointed out in a competitive environment that you're not doing a good job, who cares if these are hardcore men? You should be able to listen to Raila versus Uhuru, and then the other jokers for less than 1%.
I'm not sitting in an exam. I'm not sitting in an exam with somebody who never came to class, and that's what I'm saying.
Anyway, that's also legit. Yes.
I think Raila and Uhuru, President Uhuru, they owe it to Kenyans. That 1 hour or so, it might not be important to them, but it is important to us, because we may not. It might be the only chance we have to question them and to ask them about the projects and to ask them about the plans they have for the nation. So I think they owe it. There's no harm.
There's no harm.
I don't think.
Question
there's
is
any harm.
does the debate really change people's mindset as to who they're going to vote for? Is it just entertainment?
Well, no, there's a lot of entertainment and there's a lot of change of mindset. Number one, there's entertainment because, you know, we see the flows, we hear the name calling, we enjoy it. You know, this one is it's like watching a boxing match. It's like watching a boxing match and saying he blocked that one. It's an uppercut. That's this one. But once again, I think probably what we should do, maybe we are not ready for a presidential debate where we are having this one answer and accuse this one of this, and this one defend yourself or go back into this. If we are going to have structured questions, probably we should do it just like the way they do it in the Catholic Church, and you go into a confession box. So we have you there, and we have you there, and you ask your question, and you answer this, and you ask your question, and you answer this without accusing that one, without accusing this other one, so that now we can actually filtrate. What is your vision? What are you saying? Because now what you are having, and why the president would probably almost turn it down, I feel, you know, the last presidential debate we had, all of them were vying. We had an outgoing president. So all of them are on the same level. And they would come and say, okay, fine, da-da-da-da, and me, I'm like this, I'm like this. But now you have someone who is a chief of staff, and someone who probably doesn't have anything to lose. Someone has everything to gain. So I say, today I'm going to trash him. Today I'm going to push him to the edge. And this one is saying, and this one is probably he's telling his advisors, if he pushes me to the edge, then let's face off.
So Lord, debates can never become.
So I think maybe for Africa, we need a confession box.
No,
I think what we need is more
be
structured questions, such that there is no time to start name calling. And you just ask the questions, and you're only supposed to answer in regards to the questions.
If you use the gubernatorial debate as an example, it was very clear. Joageo mentioned what the areas and the scope are, but that didn't stop.
They didn't hear.
Exactly. No, I think like even the leaders who come to the
some of them were even arguing with the buzzer.
That was too short, man.
Mike,
I think that's the problem. Mike. As a leader, you should also know, okay, I have this time. What do I tell my people in that frame of time? Because I also think it's very important, because now we all know who cannot keep time in that gubernatorial debate. We all know somebody who does not know how to answer. Only question number 30, pale number 5. And you can be able to see such irregularities. I think it's very much needed that we have the presidential debate. And I'd like to hear Baba.
So scared
I'd like to hear Baba
adversarial debate. Why are we all saying, like, we are protecting little kids, we don't want accusations and so on? you should be able to defend a record. Debates the world over are a clash of gladiators.
Exactly.
For me, this is the real chicken gate. The incumbent, quack, 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 out of one door. Tinga hears that, and he rightly says he's not going to debate people with less than 1%. Quack, 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 out of the other gate. But they should be here, they should accuse each other. They should, from when one was a prime minister, from when one has been around for the last 5 years. What's wrong with that?
I think that's okay. Everyone should just come. Atakama, it's the 7 of
Too
them,
much
plus
emotions,
the ones we don't know about.
Emotions are not. Whether we wait 2 years or 100 years, debates will always be heated. It is a characteristic of the debate.
At least if nothing else, because I'm not sure how much they influence the voting patterns, whether somebody's sitting there and thinking, this guy sounds like he has a really good plan. Because again, the other thing, don't forget, as Kenyans, we've had manifestos upon manifestos that do not get implemented. So whether they say it or not and how they do it is a different thing altogether. But talking about entertainment, Rob Kardashian and Black Chyna captured the collective attention of many people on the internet on Wednesday when the on and off again couple aired their private grievances in a very public sphere. Not that the pair were not new to private public narrative. Their every move has been carefully documented on reality TV and social media, both separately and together over the past few years. But Wednesday's blowout peeled back yet another layer already chipped of the facade in the couple's volatile exchanges, revealed some of the ugliest aspects of their world. What presumably began as a private exchange quickly devolved into a public display of revenge, porn, and Kardashian part, and accusations of domestic abuse on Chyna's part. Both very real offenses with very real life consequences. Now, is this a reality show gone bad privately?
I think it's part. I think this is all part of the reality show. There must be drama at one
and maybe just to create the context, Sheila, because I know, I mean, it's not that you've seen the videos, especially the blue ones, but maybe just you've seen them. Maybe just give us just the scope of what the beef was all about and what they were, exchanging for the benefit of somebody who may not know what it was all about.
So basically, it's Rob and Chyna who are in a relationship. Chyna used to be a stripper before, but then
it's not a country. Make it,
not Chyna, the country. It's Black Chyna. But she's called Black Chyna. And you could say black and you look racist, but no, she's called Black Chyna. So when it's a name. So when they got together with Rob, even the Kardashian family was like, "Why are you marrying this chick? She's just a stripper." But then immediately they got hitched. Chyna got pregnant, which is very strategic for a stripper. I think she just wanted to get the baby and the child support. And imagine after delivering, she asked for plastic surgery, which Rob is very angry that he paid for. Can you imagine, after she popped the baby, she got plastic surgery. So I think Rob is very angry because he's paid for the plastic surgery. He's paid for the baby.
Let me pause you right there because we want to say goodbye to KTN Home. It's time for Life and Style. But on KTN News, we continue with Sheila giving us a breakdown of this Black Chyna. Nasiya team China black, especially with the railroad and the Chinese that are around. You might be thinking we're talking about black Chinese here. No, we're talking about somebody. But KTN Home, kwaherini. Carry on.
So basically what happened is that after the whole relationship and the baby, it's like what Rob had been told would happen is actually happening. Because even when he puts the nude photos online, she was a stripper. Her photos are all over. And it's like just adding a drop to water. So what's new about the beef,
given that, she was a stripper? This is what she was doing. Yes. So putting her nudies right now, really?
There's no big difference. Actually, even on social media, guys are just congratulating Chyna, saying at least she delivered on her end of the deal. She was there for the money, for her baby, and she's working out with what she needed. I just think Rob feels a bit offended because it's like being told, yo, that chick is going to leave you. That chick is going to hurt you. Alafu, you're like, apan and some change. So here, Rob, by the way, I'm a chess war, so I think that's why he's really angry and even removing all the private conversations and even looking for people she was cheating with and just throwing it on social media, which...
Queen, I don't know your take on this. The Bible says that hell has no fury as a woman spanned, but this looks like a man who's been spanned.
First of all, I stopped keeping up with the Kardashians. I think I outgrew the Kardashians. Yeah. But be that as it may, the Kardashian is one huge family in America, and if you look at their worth, starting from Chris and Kim and Khloe down to what's the other one called?
The
Kylies and Kendall. Yeah, it is a multi-business. And therefore, Chyna struck gold.
Yes.
And I don't think she was going to wait any minute. She wanted a piece of the Kardashian by all means, and she got it.
She literally got a
piece of it, a huge chunk of it.
Keep growing.
And unfortunately, well, the kid is left in the middle, but a very beautiful girl for that matter.
Yeah.
But now she's one caught up in all these mix-up.
Who will grow up to be a stripper?
Yeah, now Rob, you don't get a stripper from the ghetto and then you put them to uptown, city, and expect that they're not going to take advantage. Earlier on, I think there was talk that Chyna and the mom were planning to gang up against the Kardashian and grab their millions, and she wanted to acquire the Kardashian name. It didn't work out. So for me, Chyna was just
hustling.
strategic. She's a hustler.
It was a train smash
It was deliberate.
So
unfortunately,
let's not be surprised.
Unfortunately, what's the name of the gentleman? Rob has to live with it.
He has to live with it, by the way.
Too bad.
Okay.
Rob
Bad
is a
decisions.
fellow of horrible taste. Yeah, it's like that Kamzee who is in retirement then says, this barmaid, what and you and then you are surprised when you are shown drama. Just relax, separate your worlds. You don't go to a strip club, then you make your walking out down the church, you are taking her home to mommy. I mean, what's he thinking?
You'll know what to expect.
It wasn't all that like a celebrity couple for the sake of it. And again, someone has been taken advantage of, and I'm a chess. Like you guys would be wise if you don't want all that drama and all that. Look at Cristiano and the twins. You don't know where they're coming from, but I have kids here, and someone took care of that, so don't talk about it anywhere. And again, Mike, talking about celebs and drama like that.
Marrying his childhood sweetheart.
Yes.
Dem unajua kutoka mtaa.
Unajua
Standard 3, you're looking
the
at
brothers
her,
and sisters.
pencils, nini. Yeah. That's normal people. That's how.
And talking about airing private stuff in public, we also have a celebrity couple, Nameless and Wahu, who set the internet on fire after sharing an intimate moment with their fans on social media. Nameless is currently riding high, literally, on a hit following the release of Inspire. The video captured by Nameless in a bathroom shows Wahu seductively gyrating on Nameless as he inspires to play the background. Wahu throws a little twerk here and another one there. Soon enough, Nameless has his hand around her waist. For the couple that will be celebrating 12th anniversary this September, Wahu and Nameless proved that the fire is still burning, literally, and inspired the fans who came to show, and they showed their love. But again, of course, there was also there was a lot of, what would I call it, positive vibe from social media, given the video. But your thoughts?
We've seen Nameless dancing with others. Almost every other weekend when he's doing his shows. So I think that was the difference. And by the way, Nameless is in this building. So we can grab him and we can have a word from him.
Nice.
I just saw him running to Radio Maisha for another show. I think for the song and all that.
Are they doing a collab with CO Peters in Because I also saw him in the building.
And so I think for us to see Wahu and Nameless 12 years down the lane, with all the stories we hear, with everything that they are, as the first, like we refer them, the first showbiz couple, try to inspire again. I think that was quite something for people to talk about. It wasn't strange that it was a topic that everybody wanted to talk about. But again, I think, again, it distracts you from all those things where you see Nameless and you're thinking, is he doing that?
You say.
Now, we can see the real Nameless when he's twerking in his own backyard.
I like the video a lot. 12 years, the timing of the video, they inspire. The timing of their bathroom video, what can I say?
What can you say? Please say something.
Give it up. I'm so proud of them.
Queen, you
inspire.
Let me tell you, I think Nameless and Wahu, well, the fact that they have had their relationship
criticized.
Not criticized. Actually, they've had it, in the limelight. It's not easy.
Yeah.
And probably we know what they have been through from the grapevines and all. And for him to come out and do this video and post it on his gram, he is actually sending a message. And you could see they were both very comfortable. If they have chance to do another one, go ahead.
I did the story of the wedding 12 years
Yes.
ago. 12 years ago, and Yeah, it was in July, 12 years ago. And it's fantastic that they're actually still around.
Yes.
Yeah? Nameless will tell you if he comes here, I'm the one who gave him that nickname, Kamonski, back in college. So I did see the beginning of their romance. Aww. And so it's not even 12 years now. This thing is going close to inaanza kuchapa huko.
Shirini.
Imeendelea kutoka this like the year 2000.
Wow.
So when they started being together, it's been a long time. And that in this day and age is incredible.
Absolutely.
With all the, kwanza for showbiz, with all the temptation and so on. But Wahu is a wonderful person. Kamonski is a very talented guy. So if they are doing some bathroom, erotica,
husband and wife, so.
Why not?
Let me say, the first time I saw the video, I was like, okay, Wahu looks really young. I was like, why is Nameless not doing anything? I was like, she's
Something
twerking.
like what?
Let me honestly, in my mind, I was like, we know they're by then. I was like, we know they're in a relationship. I know Nameless dances with a lot of women when he's at the stage performing, but I was like, this one with Wahu in the bathroom, I feel like it was I was like, it was a bit Miss Dewey. It's like taking your privacy.
Oh no, hell no.
Okay, you guys, I felt like, hi Nameless, hi Wahu. It's because in my mind they must be very big stars. I was like, leave Kinahuda to do that kind of thing.
Sheila, it just might be that you thought siku moja kuna vile una dance na Nameless.
Nameless.
So maybe you're thinking, damn, my chance is gone.
I was like, my God, they've used the bathroom. But no, I was like, maybe. And I liked, it shows that they're really still together, and it shows that they really also get down and dirty sometimes. I just felt like, Instagram. I was not ready. Okay, let me just say, I was not ready to see Wahu and Nameless grinding. I was not ready. I was not ready.
Anyway, much to the surprise, residents of Nyahururu in Kenya woke up to snow on Tuesday morning. It is debatable whether it is snow. And, they came out brandishing their cell phones to capture the odd occurrence, while others took to social media to voice their disbelief. However, the Kenyan Meteorological Department was quick to point out that it wasn't snow, but rather a particular aggressive hailstorm. Nonetheless, some on social media's reaction was strange weather were downright hilarious, and here are a few of those. All right, so snow in Kenya, and initially there were those who were saying, no, this must have been last year, but apparently it was this year, and Nyahururu must have been very cold.
It's called ice. No.
Hailstorms.
No, it's called ice sheet. It's not snow. It's called ice sheet of SHWETS. It was very interesting looking at the memes, but then again, on a more serious note, I think we need to look at how the weather has been throughout the year. I'm talking because sometimes I'm a farmer and it has been bad throughout the year. We've not had rains and now we are having ice in Nyahururu. I think we need to think seriously about global warming. Just my thoughts. Yeah.
Absolutely.
It's not a laughing matter.
What was interesting is that on some of the pictures I saw guys coming out literally with sleeveless, sleeveless tops, and I thought to myself, if it ever snows in Kenya, if there's anything that will happen, guys will die of cold with their selfies.
We didn't die of cholera, but anyway, it's interesting that Queen has brought that thing that. Global warming is real.
It is.
As you are getting that starter pack for July weather from Wahu and Nameless, and I saw people commenting about this, and then I asked myself, then why are we having also other areas that are hunger stricken?
Yeah.
When we're having some other areas, small part which has is it hailstones or snow sheet? Or snow. I think it's a serious issue. It's something that even the
meteorological department need to think about.
What is going on?
This is the second time again.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, I think it's just before we wind up, let's take a quick look at the pulse and the Nairobian. I think we've all right, and we'll look at the pulse quickly, then we go to the video of the week as we wind up. So, Stevens, take us through the pulse.
Bahati's story was talked about here last week. on if it's true he's getting married or not, and it's in the past today, and only in the past, by the way.
Whether he's getting married or not.
He's already said everything that he needs to say about this. Yes, he's getting married in August.
Okay.
And yes, it's a big story, and it's for the guys to grab it. And again, politics and everything, and I can see Smita right there, and he's making confessions of his crushes, by the way. Celebrity crushes. Yes, he does. 7 of them, Saba today. Smita just confesses his 7 crushes, and I think that's something worthy reading. Because he just like said it as it is.
He's opening.
If Lobe is watching this, you're my number one.
But again, Mike, lastly, probably as we go to the gossip end, the cover story today, it's Vision 2022, right? Did I say that right?
Yep.
Somebody yesterday, my governor said he's vying for presidency in 2022. And coincidentally, Paz is just looking at some of those dynasties where we have young people who we are already see tendencies and behaviors that these guys already be groomed for politics. And I think that's something worthy for guys to go and grab. And
Steve Oski, and you did a beautiful overhead this week. Pulse has a great overhead. This is Oliech, Brooke, find out Saumu, Sonko's daughter, the ex, who is hitched too. We even have the pictures. Today's overhead is just
Pulse is on top of the game as usual. The Nairobian queen?
Yeah, the Nairobian, we are in the, I think we are deep into the political season, and the Nairobian definitely has not been left behind. So we have issues surrounding the billions of the late Professor George Saitoti and the wife, and the billionaire Jimmy Wanjigi. So you might want to grab a copy to have a look at that. The other, we had a chat with Elion Ndwele Sipite, the creator of Elion Ndwele Sipite. And on a serious note, she's actually tackling issues on Machakos County and what she hopes to do and what she thinks about the incumbent. And then also we have, still on politics. Yes, I'm getting there.
Politicians need to find out
still on politics. We have a very cool-looking Ganga. Yes, and
This one from Ganga. If you can actually set a trap for your wife or your spouse, and it works, why can't you NASA a politician? And you just say, we are presidential. Ile siku anakuja debate, ile kitu alishika jana usiku ya mwisho isitoke mkono. Sasa anapeana manifesto, manifesto si mikono,
na bangi kwa mdomo.
Yeah, so there's a doctor. He calls himself Dr.
Sabil
Abdul. And he's camped in one of the prestigious hotels in town. And he's also a very wealthy man. He says his charges are not cheap. He charges $500,000 onwards.
Onwards?
Yes.
$1 million?
Isn't this what Zari's husband was doing? Isn't it the same thing? The one where they tell politicians they'll give you the position in politicians pay so much money just to be shown.
But now he makes it look cool. It's done in posh hotels. Yeah,
even his car over there.
Yeah, he has a car. He has. He's living large.
These guys don't
Solo
come
is
in big cars.
considering.
Finally, very interesting. We have a story of a preacher whose hubby actually won Shikilia Nganya, which is a Simba Pilsner promotion.
Yeah. And I was thinking, is there anything wrong with that if you're
if
you're a pastor? And then your wife goes.
But also Pilsner.
Your wife goes and wins. Maybe she just got the bottle from the road and say.
Hata kama alionja
probably picked the bottle top from the road. If she did not, that's why you're a pastor. Mwekele mikono.
Why are you walking on roads picking bottles?
Well, maybe you're frustrated at home by
maybe you want to go and play some tunes. You want to play some tunes for your husband.
Let me help you. Let me help you. Okay.
There's a musical instrument.
Yeah, let me help you. Please grab a copy of the Nairobian.
Please get today there is a lot. There's so much in the Pulse and the Nairobian. Thank you so much, guys, for joining us this morning. And as we wind up, we leave you with this video of the week, courtesy of Ukambani brothers and sisters. Leo tuko Ukambani kabisa. Thanks, guys.
My mom,
And guess who is joining us here is none other than the artist himself.
They kind of look alike with
So the man himself, the artist, MC Jage. Yes, you're doing it.
Yes.
He just sings them.
So you will ingia tu kwa booth ukaingia?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
So, and how is it doing so far? Are you impressed with the performance so far?
Yeah, but sio sana. Mpaka Safaricom waniite.
Kwa hivyo unapita hapa. Hebu tuimbie chorus kidogo bwana, so that we can confirm that it is actually you who sang it. And yeah, Stevens, you can dance and do the jig.
Nataka nikuimbie hii part. This is my favorite verse.
The favorite verse?
Yes.
Okay.
Sasa hii tuassume sisi ni kwaya, sawa? Kila mtu aweke magoti hivi. Twende. Alafu tunaenda hivi.
That's very natural, by the way.
Okay. Is that natural?
Yeah, very natural.
Iyo mahindi ya Mexico ainjavika ukambani, tafadhali ulu angalia iyo maneno. Wemblo. Kwezi mkamba.
Inaonekana. So MC Jage,
yes,
so do you do music for a living? Ama hii ilikuwa tu inspired by Wavinyandeti? Ama ni Wandeti Vinya?
Siku hizi hiyo imeisha, tunasema Liondeti sivinye.
So do you do music?
Actually, music is my life. This is what I do for a living. I'm a music producer. I've introduced myself. Bado mimi ni producer wa vitu zingine.
Vitu zingine. Apart from music.
Mimi ni producer bado wa watoto.
Unasaidia kujenga nchi na watoto.
By the way, unajua Biblia inasema zaeni mjaze dunia. Lakini wanawake hawajuangi. Haisemangi zaeni mjaze nyumba. Nasemanga dunia.
Dunia? Kwa hivyo
malenjeo ni ngamani.
Well, pleasure meeting you. Thank you so much. And well, ni vizuri tumekupata na continue doing the good work. Sasa sijui kama uko na production nyingine unafanya. Nimesikia Nameless ameonekana, sijui kama mnafanya collab na yeye.
And any relation with Stevens because
by the way mnafanana. Si amewaambia Biblia imesema tujaze dunia. Kwa hivyo labda kuna mwingine pia alikuwa na produce.
Kuna mwingine alikuwa anajaza dunia.
Mtoto wa Jess. Mtoto wa Jess.
Hapana, brother from another mother.
Kuna mtu kuna mtu alitembea.
Mimi nakubali hiyo.
Kuna mtu alipiga raundi. All right, thank you very much. Pleasure meeting you.
Yes, sir.
And we're wishing you all the best. Na uendelee kuproduce namna hiyo.
Utaproduce? Did you happen to hear the Tilambu la hizi movie ya Marekani?
Hebu imba hiyo.
Lazima tuimbe kama kwaya. Lazima tuimbe kama kwaya. Hebu twende. Tilambu la hizi movie ya Malega. Ujawazi mkamba. Wandili.
Mkamba ni kula ametoka leo.
Ni mahali alikuwa usiku.
Wakisi tunajuanga tu oyo.
By the way, napenda wa Kisii. There's one thing I love about Kisis. Because Kisis wote ni musicians. You don't have to record a song ndio kuwe musician. So wa Kisii wote akikwambia anakupenda unafikiria ni swali. Nakupenda.
Na ni kuimba. So thank you so much. I think we'll have to wind it up right there. Do stay with us right here on Morning Express. We're going to take a short break. When we come back, we'll be having a Friday chat. So find out who is going to be in studio as we have our Friday chat. Do stay with us. Tilambu.
Wacha nikwambie